and the infectivity and the ability to cause disease and death in people and animals? 8 hours. 8 hours to 72 hours. They get into our cells, they use our host machinery to make lots more viruses, the cell ruptures, and they reinvade the bloodstream. You look really concerned. This is your first one of these meetings, isn't it?
No, I'm just
I think you're going to need some counseling after this talk.
maybe.
This is why every year we get a new thing called a flu shot. Because the flu virus has two proteins on its surface that every year they mutate, they change. They either do what's called a drift, which is a little change, or they do what's called an antigenic shift, which is a big change. And scientists try to predict that, and so they make a flu virus based on what they think it's going to look like. That's why some years the flu virus is really good, and other years, like last year, it was what, 40% efficacious or something? It's because of these genetic mutations. Vectors do it too. Vectors do it too. They change their genetic makeup, which sometimes may result in them being better able to transmit the things that make us ill. Climate change, the warmer it is, the more range bugs are going to have. The warmer it is, the faster the disease cycles occur in the bugs. And the warmer it is, the bugs are going to live longer, which means they can make more people sick. It's that simple. There's been a resurgence of vector-borne disease, and I mentioned the regulatory issues with insecticides. So there she is. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too. The Wicked Witch of the West, one of the great characters of all time. I'm just going to show you this, and then I will be done, Mr. Moderator. According to my watch, I have 5 minutes.
You're right.
I'm right. Of course I'm right. This little message came out from CDC, our Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, in 2018. And what it says is, we now have, in the past 13 years, from 2003 to 2014, I think it is, I can't remember, I can't read it. But we have 3 times the amount of disease in this country, 640,000 cases that we know of clinical cases of disease from mosquitoes, fleas, some from mites, and some from ticks. Most of that's Lyme disease, which you're all probably pretty familiar with here, Lyme disease. So that was the first point. The 9 there tells you, during that same time, we discovered 9 new germs, new pathogens in this country. Right here in the United States of America. 9 new viruses or bacteria transmitted by ticks and mosquitoes that make people sick. You kind of thought we might have known about all of them by now, but we don't. And then finally, and this is kind of where you came in, and I'll leave it on this note, 8 in 10, 84% of the tax-based vector control programs, tax-based, are ill-prepared in at least one of the 5 critical areas to control mosquitoes in people's yards. Does that sound like an opportunity? It is, because these pathogens are going to keep coming, they're going to keep getting in the news, and your services are going to be needed. Andy?
Sir?
Don't call me sir. Thanks for having the nerve to invite me back for the 3rd time. And I will turn it back to you, sir.
Well, there's a reason